What do you do, what do you grab if you are 5 minutes to war? Hi everyone, welcome back to Tactical Review. So this is a bit of a bonus video, and I think it requires just a little bit of background. So last weekend, I opened up Discord. I had a tag notification, and I had been tagged in a video 5 minutes to war. So this is my video response. Basically, what do you do, what do you grab if you are 5 minutes to war? Now, the whole concept is a little bit nebulous, and unless this goes back even further than I realized, and there's some stated rules somewhere, what do we mean by 5 minutes to war? Is it 5 minutes until there's boots in your yard? Is it 5 minutes till you have to be in the vehicle leaving? So with it being so nebulous, I'm going to make this as fairly advantageous to myself as I can, because this thought exercise, if it's done nothing else, has kind of made me realize how unprepared I really am for such a concept. So, the way I'm defining this is it is 5 minutes until I leave my home, which means that I have been previously notified by a like-minded group of patriots, and I am waiting for exfiltration. In reality, I guess the concept is that as patriots, we need to be ready, to be Minutemen, ready to go at a moment's notice. And the problem is my home someplace that I consider fortified enough that it could be a base of operations and I can come back to? If that was the case and it's 5 minutes until I'm heading out to battle, well, all I need to grab then is what I have for body armor, maybe my battle belt, a rifle, and a sidearm. Because in that case, I'm going to plan on coming back to my home. It's as if it's my base of operations. My home, I would not consider prepared to be a base of operations. So I'm assuming that I'm going to be based elsewhere. So maybe that brings me to kind of my first point, is that wherever you are, you should probably be in contact with like-minded patriots. Whether you take that to mean full-on that you have joined a local militia, or you just have friends and family members who are very pro-2A and believe in freedom, whatever you want to do with that personally, I feel like we all need a support group of sorts. And very famously, it's been said, we either stand together or we swing separately. Anyway, back to I'm waiting for exfiltration. In that case, it will be myself and my family, presumably. So in that case, I want to grab all of my AR platform rifles. Yes, I can only use one at a time, but with the modularity of the AR platform, this gives me spare parts between the different rifles. Not to mention the fact that this gives me the possibility of putting a rifle into the hands of somebody that for whatever reason doesn't have one, whether their weapon went down or whether they weren't originally planning to have a weapon in the first place. To go along with that, as many magazines as I have, even including these ones that I would usually consider range quality, I've already got several loaded up. They're coming with me. I will be grabbing my ammo cans of 223 or 5.56 ammunition. My one AR, that you've seen it here on the channel before, is chambered in 300 Blackout. That won't be staying behind. partially because those magazines can be pressed back into service for 223-556. The bolt in that, it's a standard 556 bolt, same parent cartridge. Also, that one currently has my EOTech on it. It is right now one of my best reticles. I would probably also grab my Strike Eagle, which has been recently retired from my 300 Blackout, because it can be mounted and zeroed in relatively short order on one of my other rifles. Obviously, still, my sidearm is coming with me, the Battle Belt. Probably a couple of the rifles will end up going into cases for portability, and that gives me the ability to put other things in with it. And then obviously ammo cans of 9mm. Here's where I start realizing how woefully underprepared I am. Number one, 5 minutes to war. I'm not going to get a gas seal against the face fur, right? Now that said, don't be expecting to see me baby-faced anytime soon. It would scare my children. They've never seen that. But it's something to keep in mind. A corollary to that is I currently still need to get some sort of respirator system. I don't currently have any kind of night vision equipment. That's something that is on the list of things I need to get, but not a current acquisition. Because again, if we're talking 5 minutes to war, well, it's no longer the 17 and 1800s. Nighttime and guerrilla warfare is very, very common. I should have bags ready to go. I don't have that. I should have MRE type rations ready to go. I don't have that. Again, this has been a really good thought exercise for me, if nothing else. Adding to the things though that I do have that I feel like I would need to take with me: a hatchet or camp axe. This Fiskars, is it the best thing in the world? No, this plastic handle has a good opportunity to break, and then I won't be able to replace that. That said, this thing has served me well so far. I've chopped down a lot of small trees and shrubs with it. Also, a quality knife. Now I'm holding this cold steel knife up under the assumption that it's going to prove to be a good knife. It has come highly recommended to me by more than one source. We've got another video series where we will be putting it through some paces and kind of seeing how it goes. So there's kind of your basics. Obviously, if you're leaving your home to not come back, you're going to need some toiletry items. Ideally, you're going to want unscented stuff. If you're going into war, you don't want all of the things that are great in a society, smelling clean, smelling decent. Those are things that are going to give your position away in combat, theoretically. Now, possibly if you're close enough that somebody smells the smell good deodorant you got on, you're probably close enough to employ your quality knife, but there's a chance that it could give you away. So in your go bag, perhaps don't take your nice intense sport deodorant and your fill in the blank here cologne. You'll want some sort of like baby powder, obviously, and see, there's going to be things that I forget to mention because it's part of my EDC. I carry a mini trauma kit with me everywhere. Is this going to be a battlefield quality IFAK? No, but it's partway there, and it's one that I have on me at all times. I've talked about this before, and probably I'll talk about the contents of this again as it evolves. I've been a civilian my whole life. I'm sure there's a lot of things that I'm absolutely forgetting. There are things that I would think of in the moment that I'm not thinking of right now, which is ironic because I've had some time to think about this. What am I missing? Feel free to tell me in the comments. I actually am very glad that I was tagged in this. It gave me some peace time to think about this. I don't think that war is necessarily a foregone conclusion within my lifetime. But I also feel like I hear a battle over the horizon. So I still maintain hope that we can solve a lot of our societal and civil rights woes at the ballot box without having to grab the bullet box. But it's always a smart thing to have thought through this. I'm a big fan of sayings and idioms, and one of those is fate favors the prepared. So, this gives you an opportunity, dear viewer, to think through this as well. And if there's something that's really obvious that I'm missing, put it in the comment section. If you think that I'm completely wrong on something that I have said, put that in the comments too. That said, one aspect of the game that I have figured out is set in stone is I am supposed to tag 3 content creators who would be willing to do a video response. I'm still kind of new to the creator realm. I've got good interactions with a lot of guys. A few guys have come out and been really great supporters of my channel. So, what do I want to do with this? I'm going to go ambitious with a couple of these. Here's a couple of guys. They're much bigger channels than me, which at this point isn't necessarily a difficult feat. But they're guys whose content makes me really curious as to how they in the civilian world would respond to this question. So, hoping that I can get a video response from these first couple. I've communicated with these guys a little bit on social media, so and if you know them personally and you want to echo this tag, feel free. So the first one will be Fit and Fire. As a matter of fact, it was on his recommendation that I went with the HRT Tactical plate carrier. And the second is Hank Strange. Hank has amassed a pretty awesome collection. He has really shown himself to be super pro 2A in his videos. And so, Hank, I'm interested to know how you would respond, what you would take, what you would do if you had 5 minutes to war. And finally, Brastard762. Brastard, you are really active in my live chats, especially on Wednesday nights when we're talking about gun rights. So I'm interested to know your take. 5 minutes to war. Guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, shoot straight, stay safe.